Leadership, they say, is the art of moving a people from one point to the other, and hopefully they will be satisfied by the time they get there. Now, it also involves serving and being accountable to these people that you have chosen to lead. How much more when you decide that you want them to elect you into office? My guest on NewsNight talks to us about what the responsibility is of that man or woman who's been elected into office to the people and the people's responsibility to him or her. He also talks about the challenges of having an opposition and dealing with the opposition and how they can also learn to help the one in office do better. NewsNight sits down with the Executive Governor of Osun State, His Excellency Adeleke, who talks to us about how he danced his way first into the Senate and then into the government house, and how much he has had to do to change the fortunes of Osun State in the face of all the challenges that they are. He also talks about some of the things that need to be done to get the people to where they ought to be. Your Excellency, thank you for joining us on NewsNight.
Thank you so much.
I'm one of those Nigerians who watched you come out to want to serve your people. And the first time it didn't work, and second time, although you went into the Senate, we're not talking about the Senate, we're talking about you as the number one man in Osun State. Yeah. And the second time it worked, and you're in there serving your people. Mm-hmm. So let's start off from there. I mean, you came out with something very different, and a lot of people wondered, who is this guy? I mean, we're talking governance, yes. And the man comes out dancing. I mean, that's right. Your Excellency, where did you get that idea from?
Dancing? Oh my God, I've been dancing since I was little. Since I was little, I love dancing. I love dancing in terms of praising my God. I love dancing to good music. Actually, I'm supposed to be an entertainer. Okay. And you see, that time when we're growing up, our parents doesn't believe that if you're going to be an entertainer, they don't believe that you're a very serious person. And even sometimes people that want to go for police say they want to go and be a policeman and they believe that you don't have something upstairs there. You have to go to school, go and study. And that time we respect our parents so much. So they didn't allow me to pursue my talent, dancing, singing, and all that. And so when I finished my elementary school, primary school, and everything, so when I got to US, and I joined a club. Yeah. I joined a club, and then anytime I go there, all the stars, big stars, will come over there. Michael Jackson, the Gladys Knight, everybody comes over there. So I be dancing, and they put a searchlight on me. Who is this guy from Nigeria dancing, beating everybody? And that they hated me. They said, how can somebody come from Nigeria? And there's always a competition.
So Your Excellency, not wanting to interrupt your going down memory lane, which is quite interesting to know that you danced with all the stars. But then some will wonder, in the space, in the Nigerian space, where there are serious things happening. I mean, there are issues of hunger, poverty, and bad governance. Yes. And you come in dancing. So tell me, since you came into office, have you been able to dance? I mean, having seen the realities on ground, do you still think you should continue your dance?
Well, yes, I should continue my dance, because I believe that there's time for everything. Time to dance, time to be serious. A lot of people, they're confused. They say, we just saw him dancing now, and when he gets to his works, I'm a different person. I'm a very prudent person. I mean, I'm not the type that will just sit in the office, because I'm there to serve. I promise, my God, if you allow me to get here, they cheated me in 2018. I won that election. Everybody knew. But hey, maybe God said, my son, it's not yet time for you. I pray a lot, and because our parents taught us how to pray. Fast and pray. So that 2011, I believe that when, listen, maybe God have a way of doing his own thing. That is not yet time. But this 2022, I came back again. I went back to school. Not that I didn't go to school, but in America, you can go to school and leave and come back. All you have to do is to look for your transcript and record and bring it out and you continue. So they were confused. They said, how can I go back to school and finish less than like 2 years? They didn't know that I accumulated transcript and results and everything like that. So, and that gave me the opportunity. Maybe God really prepared me for this task, for this job. So I went to school, go back and everything. So
you came in ready to work.
Ready to work.
So if this question I want to ask you now, when you came into the office, there were a lot of things that were very unfavorable.
Oh man, when I came in, I want to cry.
Salaries were being owed.
Yes,
and a lot of workers had
being owed.
Pensions and gratuities.
I said, look, see, let me tell you something. If you want to be a leader, first of all, you must have a fear of God. You must have a fear of God. If you don't have a fear of God, there's no need for you to be. How can you be a wicked leader? All those people suffering, I cannot take it. So I said I must find a way. Even though they owe salary, I must find a way to pay their salary. Worker is part of my workers' welfare. It's one of my.
It's one of your key points. You give a five-point agenda.
Yes, it's one of my key that I must make workers. They must be happy. Workers' welfare first, and I have a good team, and we put our heads together. So what we did, the first instance, is to block all the leakages. Where money is not supposed to go, unnecessary. So we block the leakages, and it's okay. This one will go here, this one will go there, this one. And that is how it's God. God is just helping us because we have good intention for our people of Osun State.
So you say that since you came into office, it's been smooth sailing? No tough times?
I'm not going to say it's smooth sailing because, Osun State, from the previous government, they owe a lot of money. And I'm not going to mention several billions, which is not fair to our people. Infrastructure, if you talk about infrastructure, I'm not going to write home about. If you talk about what else? Education, our education, bam, gone down. Everything.
How is that so?
It's like I'm starting all over again.
Because at one time, Osun State was known to be very innovative in the area of education. That's what got the Okoimo.
Okoimo, I don't know what happened, but there's no Okoimo. We didn't see any Okoimo when we got there. At first, we thought, okay, it's going to be a good thing for students and everything. Maybe it's working. Maybe when Adeleke was there, maybe it was working, maybe not. But one thing I know is that when Oyetola get into the office, I don't know what happened between them. Everything that Adeleke is doing that time, he did not want to complete it. And government is a continuous process. So everything just went down. Even roles, some roles that they started together, because Oyetola was the chief of staff.
Yes.
So they're doing it together. So I think along the line, they got problem with each other. Both of them are the one that they hook up against me so that, that my mandate, was stolen that time. So at the same time, they started fighting, say, hey, it's good for me.
So, interesting that. But seeing that government is a continuum, are there things that you met on ground that, from the previous administration, that you continue?
Of course. Number one, there was this road. A lot of my people are dying. And when I go through there, a lot of accidents, a lot of people breaking legs, head, everything, even death, all the time. And I promised my God, I said, as soon as I'm elected, the first thing I will do is a federal road from Osogbo to Ikirun, from Ikirun to Initial Kuku, then all the way to Ilawe. That Ilawe is Kwara border. So Adesola did phase 1. It's supposed to be 3 phases. He did phase 1 because they have problem or something like that. Anything that have to do with Adesola is stopped. But people are dying. But one thing he doesn't understand is that, look, government is a continuum. They said, you cannot say because you are upset with your predecessor and you not continue, the job. So that the first thing I did was to go ahead. I called the contractor. I'm not the one that gave the contractor. I'm not the one that gave him the job. Adesola did. But when I called the contractor told me that he has gone to see Oyetola several times that, please, let me come. He said, we do it until now. I said, okay, listen, can you finish in 3 months? Because I want to mark my 100 days with it. And I'm telling you, I'm going to come over and supervise it. Don't think that this is a governor that will sit in the office and while you are working. You must do a good job, diligent, first class. Then you get paid. What do you need? He said, I said, listen, I know what you're trying to say. Forget about it. I'm not negotiating anything. Forget about it. Tell me what you need and I will give it to you. And he told me, and I gave it to him. I said, yeah, go and start the job. Within 3 months, he completed it. And of course, it was commissioned. Even the federal government sent some delegates, to come and,
see what was done.
What was on the ground. And I, because, see, my logo is Imole. That's what we use. Imole is light in Yoruba. So that's what I use, Imole. So I make sure that even though with a beautiful road, you must make sure that
the street lights.
The street light. So that people can see. At night, people say, wait a minute, this place has changed. Are we in London or what? And whatever and everything. I'm happy about that. That's at least my people are not dying.
So it's a good thing that you're focused on ensuring that your people are not dying and their lives are made better. But one would think about the fact that Osun is considered one of the poorest states in terms of allocation from the federation account.
Yes.
And in terms of internally generated revenue. So how is that working out for you? The allocation hasn't increased. Incidentally, it looks like it's even got the value of the Monday allocations probably going down by the day.
Yeah.
So how would you be able to carry on? Your manifesto was quite ambitious, and a lot of people are still wondering, how is this man going to dance his way through this manifesto? Again, the dance thing comes in.
I can assure you I'm dancing through it. I relieve stress. When I dance, I relieve stress, and I have a superb team, Imole team. We will not sleep. We'll be cracking our brains. What can we do? Let me tell you something. Our IGL has improved. I'm not going to let you know how much it has improved a lot compared to what we met on the ground. It has improved. And let me tell you, Osun State is not poor. Osun State is not poor. It's how, depends on how, it depends on the leader. Osun State, we have gold, we have bitumen, we have a lot.
But you have gold, you're not mining it.
Well,
because all minerals belong to the federation, so to speak.
Well, let me tell you something.
Or has that changed?
We own the land. We own the land, right? Mm-hmm. And then they give us, what do they call it?
Mineral rights.
But yes, we have 30% mineral rights and everything like that. So it depends on the leader. And of course, how about all the pollution that you have in there, they must pay for it too. All the company that come over there.
That come there too.
Yes, they must pay. So we meant the business. We call them to order. And then we say, you're not going to do this, to us. So things are looking brighter.
So right now you have companies mining Osun Gold.
Yes.
Officially. And the illegal
ones. So we put on task force to go there and start, catching and start stopping all those illegal miners. The one that we know that's been there for a long time is called Shegilola. So we are talking now. How they count this up because we have not been paid a dime. since the inception of that gold mining that they're doing. And we're going to make them pay for pollution, for the 13% derivation, everything that they must pay, among other things.
Let's go back a little bit. Let's step back. Your manifesto, when you came out to say you want to serve Osun people, amongst the things you talked about, one of the things you said was the welfare of workers.
Yes.
The other thing you said, the lives of the Osun people would be changed for the better.
Yes.
Now, in the face of the economic situation we have, subsidy on fuel, petrol rather, has been removed, and that has affected a lot of things. So even the little that they were earning, they can't use much of it anymore.
Yes.
So would you still say that manifesto you had is workable in the face of the economic situation?
Yes, it's workable. It depends on how you go about it.
Let's talk about how you intend to work through all of this. I mean, people are talking meanwhile, we'll get back to the palliatives. Okay. I mean, if each state is getting 5 billion, we'll come to that in a bit. But let's look at how you intend to work through the manifestos that you came into office with in the face of the situation we have, economic situation.
Well, we already started in terms of before I came to Abuja last week, is the second phase of our free medical care, Imole outreach medical care. About the first one, I think it was about 3 months ago. About 25,000 people benefited from it. Some of them, almost dying. Some of them they cannot see because they don't have money. They have cataract. So we brought all the experts, and they fixed it. They didn't pay a dime; it was free. So we make sure that we pay for that, for that one too, and all that. And I'm paying the half salary that the previous administration did not pay. So they were wondering, after paying that half salary, I will still pay their salary, join together. The contributory, pensioner, quarterly, we pay them. So that is how we've been trying to make sure that things are cushioning down for our people. Right now, as we're speaking, I'm planning to get in some buses. We have some buses that have been abandoned, and we call the chief mechanic, call experts from outside. Almost 30 or something that can be fixed.
But are you considering building a rail system around Osun? I mean, now that the federal government the constitution rather, has been amended to say states can get into the railway transportation.
Yes.
Are you considering that?
Yeah, I'm considering it because, our rail is the best. When we were growing up, when my father lived in Enugu, do you know that we will take train from Enugu? We will land me in my town, Ede. We have a station there. My father, brought his car and everything. We come here for weekend. So it's very good. So even I'm talking to some, partners that we can do it together. Even all those train stations, we will beautify the place, make it beautiful, and all that. So that one is in the pipeline. So my predecessor is now transport minister.
So that might help to make
that
this.
I spoke to him. I said, listen, because I supported you, you must come down. Campaign is over. I'm governor for everybody. So you must come down and let's work together.
I like this. Campaigns over, the politicking is over. Nice time to serve the people.
For everybody.
Amongst the 5 things you listed, you talked about Osun money working for the Osun people. You talked about through homegrown infrastructure policy. Now, we'll come to that. People-focused social policies through skill-based education, affordable health care, state security, and social security support. Let's go back a bit to look at infrastructure. Osun money working for Osun people.
Yeah.
Infrastructure. You mentioned the road that you met on ground, started by a previous administration,
yes.
which you have completed.
Yeah.
And the concern in Nigeria most times is the fact that, are we building people or are we building institutions? When you finish your service and you move, can the Osun people, and indeed the rest of Nigeria, look into Osun and say, okay, in Osun, when it comes to governance, it's digitized. When it comes to service to the people, see. When it comes to infrastructure, roads, schools, and not just that, the administration and management of this infrastructure is legalized such that it cannot be toyed with.
That's our plan. That's what we're doing. Like right now, when you talk about infrastructure, we are building road cut across Osun State. They could not believe it. Say, how are we doing it? I said, it's God.
So you're not borrowing to build?
No, I've not borrowed. I'm not borrowed. I'm very prudent. You know, people don't know that about me. Very, very prudent. You should see me when they bring the fire. I will just take a look at it and read it and everything like that. I'll say, okay, son, let this one hold on. It's not our priority right now. So I can assure you, one check. You're a journalist. Right now across Osun State, at least we're building about 40 to 50 kilometers across. You can fact check it. Building across the whole state. Then water is a problem in Osun State. How can we have River Osun everywhere? That's supposed to make pipe of water so easier. But it depends on the leader. So we said temporarily, what we're going to do is that we're going to do cut across 332 watts borehole. So at least they can have clean water to drink. While we are tackling the real government borehole, pipe of water. There was the previous government, I think they started Elisha water project, and they've collected a lot of money. It was what's it called? A lot of money, that more than 11 billion or so, or whatever. Up to now, we are still trying to find out what happened to that Elisha water project. Because that one that could have been concluded. I went, to the Minister of Water Resources to talk to him that, what can we do? So that one is ongoing. We are talking to them. I said, but we cannot wait. That is why we went ahead and did all the boreholes and everything. Plus the infrastructure we're talking about, roads, among other things. So that's what we are trying to do. We don't believe that slowly but surely we shall get to that, promised land. Like I said, what you're we are wondering, where are we getting the money? Our idea has improved a lot. Then,
but how much percentage?
I'm not going to say that.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you, but it has improved. Double, 3 times. It's really because we organize. We have our people, smart people. It has, and it's going to increase more.
So, are you not concerned about the fact that some people feel you're antagonistic to the opposition? You don't want any member of the opposition coming near you. You're just more or less like chasing them out of town.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm a very friendly person, very amiable. I studied in America, and the way I play my politics, I'm teaching them how to play politics. Their opposition, what they are playing dirty politics. Power belongs to people. They have the right, they have the right to choose or to elect whoever they want. It's not by force. Mm-hmm. They want to do force, but it's not going to work. Osun people are wiser.
It's like you're chasing them out of Osun.
Never. I can never do that. Because I believe that after the whole campaign, after the whole thing, and then election is gone and everything, somebody emerges. I'm the one. I'm the governor. I draw them nearer. For example, look at Oyetola doing the ministerial appointment designate. I call all my 3 senators. They were wondering, they said, what type of human being I am? This guy did when we were in opposition. They did not give us a breathing space.
When we're in the trenches.
Yes, they did not give us a breathing space. Even when we want to campaign, And when Oyetola would not release the stadium, from I say, man, come on, what's going on? Release this stadium now. We're going to pay. Why are you scared? Are you scared of him all like that? I'm going to beat your ass. Release the stadium. He said, he didn't release the stadium. But you know what? We use our party secretariat. People block all the roads. And, they were embarrassed and all that. Now, their turn, when I became governor, they wanted to use the stadium. I said, go and use it. They were like, oh. So they did not. A lot of people from my party, they were saying, what kind of governor is this? Why can't you revenge? They did this. I said, no, I don't have to do it. Let me teach them. Let them have that burden that when they were there, they did not release the stadium. Everybody is free to go their way. When he was antagonizing Adeleke, that's their problem. The same party and everything like that. When Adeleke was the Minister of Interior, he brought passport office in Ilesha, although that is from Ilesha. And I said, well, he's bringing something good so that will ease, all this trouble traveling and everything. I went there to go and receive him. But Adeleke and Oyetola, they were together when they messed me up. They lied against me during 2018 election. But I said, hey, well, that one is gone now. I've become governor now. Mm-hmm. So I went there to receive him. I said, listen, I don't know what problem you have with your predecessor. I know that you guys cook up and did all that. But you, as long as you are not sure in the general formulation, you are free to come to Osun and then be free and everything like that. And all the abandoned projects that you did, I will complete it. Because it's Osun people now, it's Osun people with money. There was a nice building that he was building. They were building it together. But just because Adeleke was the governor, he refused to complete it. That building in the government house for people when they come visit and presidential lodge and everything. So I said, they are fixing it now. Very soon I'm going to complete it. Among other things. So we are not hostile. My people, I'm teaching them how to do politics. Second one, was that everybody, like the other time, was it day before yesterday, the what's it called? The North Central governors, they honor the secretary to the federal government. Secretary to the federal government, Akume. Yeah. And so they invited me. The Nassau governor was the one that invited me. He was their chairman and all that. So he gave me a card and I went. All of them are opposition there. One or two PDP. The Plateau governor is PDP. Well, I went there. I saw everybody. I went around. I greeted the vice president, greeted everybody, and I sat down. Immediately I entered there, the whole place went crazy. Appreciating me.
They knew it was going to be an exciting evening.
Big time. So I'm not hostile. Fact check. I'm not hostile to them. Mm-hmm. We're not hostile to them. We welcome them. But any opposition that want to destabilize my state, I'm not going to accept that. Mm-hmm. If you want to destabilize it, I have the duty as chief security officer.
So what would you consider destabilizing the state? If someone queries, for instance, let me ask you this, maybe you would want to answer. How much did you spend on completing that road? The one you met on ground that you had to finish up?
Well, you see, I don't want to start talking about
figures.
I don't want to start quoting figures. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's a secret. I don't want to start quoting figures, but it's a lot of money. Okay. It's a lot of money. Billions. Okay. Yeah.
So if someone came up to question how you've been spending money, for instance, to complete projects which they consider can wait, especially now that Osun people are going through a traumatic time.
Yeah.
Would you consider that destabilizing the state? That's what opposition is meant to do.
No.
Put you on your feet.
No. Well, no, that's different.
So what would you consider
constructive criticism? They have the right to ask questions. And I will answer them. We always do that. We're not even going to say we are fighting them because they ask questions. They deserve the right to know that is what opposition does. To keep the incumbent on their toes. I like it. So when they say that, I say, okay, for example, let me tell you this. I appointed, somebody, and then maybe they type in and made a mistake. It's supposed to be special advisor on carpool. So they didn't put the car, they just put pool. They started shouting, what type of advisor is that? I said, okay, listen. What we meant is to answer them. They said, how much, they said that we have done about 332 borehole and everything. He said, like, okay, let the news people go there. They went round. I said, okay, this is it. So that's not what I meant by destabilization. No, they have the right to question the incumbent. What are you doing in their state? Because it's their state too. And we have the right to answer them. I'm there to serve them. I'm their governor. I'm not PDP governor or APC governor or SDP or what. I'm now Osun State governor. So I have the right, they have the right to ask questions. Then we answer them. I'm not talking about that. That's not destabilization. But destabilization I'm talking about, trying to cause chaos, trying to cause trouble, maybe bringing all those, whatever, to my state to come and cause trouble. That one I will not take. But in terms of constructive criticism, ask questions. We will give it to you. Fact check, we will give it to you. And each time they try to put us down, when they go low, we go high. We answer them and they shut up. Fan.
In selecting your team, because you've talked about your team here a couple of times, in selecting the team, what was the criteria? What was the criteria? Was it about capacity? Was it about knowledge, ability? Was it about leadership qualities?
When selecting a leadership quality, I look at leadership quality. I look at people who actually work hard for us to get to where we are. We consider that one too. And we consider those people. I believe in that. If you a lawyer, I don't want to go and bring somebody that is a chemist to go and handle and my this thing to be an attorney general of the state. He has to be a lawyer and he must have experience and all that. So those and then must have integrity because I interview them before I give them that job. I say you are going there to serve. All your entitlement and everything will be paid, but you are going there, to serve, and then you watch me. I mean, so
did you set things like did you set things like goals? What are the deliverables, for instance? Are they monthly deliverables or quarterly or yearly or
very soon we'll have our inaugural what's it called cabinet meeting. We'll have it. And I've already set a goal for them. Number one, I don't want any infighting. You work together. A lot of proposal, a lot of bringing in, partner. Do you know, right now as I'm talking to you, a lot of people from Europe, from America, from Canada and everything, they want to come and do something in Osun State. Volunteer, do all kind of partnership, and all that. It's ongoing. Then entertainment will be culture and everything because we have it.
Are you implying that you want to you want to make tourism like the in thing,
Yes, the in thing. Tourism is the in thing. And people have to, even this Adire, that will make Adire in Osun State. That's what I want. Everybody say, wow, and everything. We're going to do cultural, one day cultural festival that will invite everybody. So there's a lot of inflow
of
money that will be coming in. So everything is on, and people are happy. Or should people, let me tell you something, they are dancing because they've never seen that type of development before in their life. Apart from maybe when my brother was the first assembly governor, Adeleke, he was the one that pioneer, fixed everywhere and everything. Apart from that, maybe last day when it was a PDP and everything, we did this beat and everything. But all of them, 100 days, because I was determined that this dancing senator they're talking about, this dancing governor they're talking about, I will tell them that there's time for everything. So that's it.
Your Excellency, I'll move away from there. Since you don't want to call figures for us, let's go back.
No, I'm not going to call figures.
Okay, let's go back a bit and look at what your plans are for the education. We mentioned Okpoimo earlier, and you said when you came in there, you don't know what happened to Okpoimo. So what's the plan now to rebuild the educational sector in Osun State? Before we'll round up with the issue of the palliatives.
Well, the educational system in Osun State is laid down now. Like I'm telling you, I brought in some experts. They should be contributed a lot, bring our campaign and everything like that. Some are in China, some are in the US. That is the experts in education. They are here now, putting their brains, together to see how we can move forward and all that. So, number one, environment matters a lot. Environment. When I first came, for example, I was embarrassed during the day of my inauguration. I brought a lot of friends from US, people that want to come and do business with us. Why building turned to brown? Governor's office. I was embarrassed. So when I got in there, I have to use my money to make sure to quickly fix it up so that I can be comfortable in the office. Because, when people come over there, you are representing the state. People are saying the state. As I'm talking to you now, the government house is changing. Even from the entrance. Beautifying the whole place. It's changing at light.
Are you beautifying the schools as well?
Of course. Of course. As we are talking right now, all the schools, all the health, sectors, we are fixing it. Because look, I went round, fact check it. I went around all the schools with my neck. They said they've never seen this type of governor. They said nobody has come over there. I was crying. I said, how can how can the student be studying in this, no roof, no chairs, nothing whatsoever? Abba. I went to health centers. I said, when was the last time that a baby was delivered here? He said, day before yesterday. This baby, we have asthma. This place is dirty. We inhale it. So we're fixing it, changing it, cut across the whole state. If you want to study, that part of it, that place, that environment must be conducive for children. Where we sit down, everything clean and everything like that, they'll be able to study. Whereby that they will sit on the floor, how can they concentrate? Teachers, I plan to employ more teachers. Give them training. Summit. Even as I'm speaking to you, all the commissioners, the trade advisor, we have done training twice now. Let the expert come and tell them when you're talking about governance. This is what we are talking about. We have done that. So I will employ more teachers that are very skillful. I have the expert already in my cabinet. Give them computer. Technical schools will be back. If you know that you don't want to go to the full school, it's your hand. Your Bible says it's your So they will do that vocational school. We are working on that too. So things are improving. Immediately you are going to where you think of where you are going. For example, if I go to my office, I don't like to leave. I like to be working because it's beautiful. I will sit out there at till even 10, 1 a.m. sometime, treating files, receiving visitors, because it's conducive. So why can't I make all the teachers to be comfortable? Pay their salary regularly, give them an incentive, let them go for training, employ more teachers, and they'll be happy. So that will improve our will be going. We should know. The experts are there trying to formulate and give me how we can do. But the first thing that you have to do, conducive environment. You must create that, and that's what we are doing.
Your Excellency, just before we let you go, let's get back to that matter of the palliatives. So each state is getting 5 billion I understand, to purchase grains and all. But what's your plan to ensure the Osun people get the palliatives they need? Are you dependent on these handouts, so to speak, from the federal government?
No, I'm not dependent on that. Even before the government, federal government did it, well, let me just thank them. If they say they will not do, what are we going to do? So we have to, thank them for even doing that bit. We've been doing that during this Ileya festival. Every time we do it, even before I became governor, I and my family put it together about 300 trucks cut across all over Osun State. So this 5 trucks they brought is not going to help, but at least it's something. You will not be able to go around, but at least federal government give us this one. If it is COP, and we benefited from it. So what my plan is for Osun people. Whether you are SDP, whether you are APC, PDP, all parties, they will come together and have a meeting. Then they will go and distribute it. I will even add more.
So you call the parties themselves to handle this matter?
Go handle it. Yeah, go handle it. That's it.
You don't want to handle this from you and your team?
No. My team will be there. My team, APC team, they will bring their chairman, their leaders, and everything like that. All of them will sit in a round table conference and decide how they will distribute it. So no cheating. Equal. Everybody. I'm not going to say because I'm PDP. No, I told you I'm no more PDP governor, but because I'm now governor of Osun State. So everybody benefit. The road that I fix, PDP will go through there, SDP will go there, whoever will go there. Even if you don't like my face, you still you still pass through there. But you remember, governor did this. Maybe you change your mind.
You said, finally, you're teaching people governance.
Yes.
What word would you have for other governors, especially Nigeria being a federal system, and where the states are supposed to be self-sufficient? So if you had a piece of advice for your colleague governors, what would you tell them?
Well, I would tell them that even though maybe your predecessor did not teach you right, leave it alone. Treat them right. Maybe they will think. And that's what I'm doing in Osun State. Osun State I want to make sure that Osun State is a reference point where everything is done with fear of God, rule of law, and due process. I mean, that's it. Rule of law and due process. If you, any place, whether country or state that does not have rule of law and due process, what are you doing then? So that's it. So I'm teaching them. And, like federal government, we have to have it because we're doing federalism, and then the state must have a cordial relationship with the federal government, no matter what the state. We have to tell them that, okay, election is over, fine. You are the president, okay, we have to work together. Because state is the main thing. We are the grassroots. Our people look up to us. So we have to teach. We're teaching them politics.
What about the local governments? Would you let your local governments be autonomous or be free to do what they need to do?
Well, the thing is that yes, they'll be autonomous. They'll be autonomous, but I still have to supervise them because they are not elected. It's caretaker appointed, And then our election is going to be, we want to follow due process. We have to give a notice of 365 days for the local government election. But these people, I appointed them. I will let them have free hand with supervision. I'm not going to let them steal. I will say, okay, this money is this and everything like that. You must come and show me what did you do with the money. As I'm doing, because I will going to introduce Imole, whereby every quarterly, I will account for my stewardship to the good people of Osun State. This is what I'm doing, this money that I received, this is what I've been doing, I've done this, I've done that, I've done this, and everything. You have to give account of your stewardship because they elected you there and everything like that. You must let them know what you are doing for them. So that's it.
Thank you very much,
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much
I appreciate
for speaking with us.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know whether we could end with a dance. I don't know if the Excellency will be willing to give us a
Well,
dance.
I don't know if you have music, song, then go feel it.
Hey, very good.
So,
Thank you, Excellency.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
And that's our show today. Thank you for being a part of it. We'd like to get your point of view about the conversation. What about governance makes you excited or unhappy? The social media handles and our other handles and emails are showing on your screen. Let us know what you think. Until we come your way again, I'm Nelta Igbe.